and let your followers watch paint dry, and you will be loved by one and all. So today, I did my Havoc Mr. Zero, closer to an IQ of 42 than 45, live stream on my other channel. And I had a late start, but that's okay because it was supposed to rain today, and I wasn't going to work outside at all. And when I started that live stream, it said rain because that's what the weatherman says, and they lie, they lie, they lie. So here's what's going to happen. This paint here, this yellow paint, this turpentine, and this white paint are going to be used with one another, and one more half a gallon I have of it's called Caterpillar Yellow. It's a little darker than this. I'm going to brighten up the Caterpillar Yellow with the white and make it a sun yellow to make everything, pretty much systemic yellow. Now, the reason I'm painting this pearl in here is going to become, I have designed forms for my concrete work. Not out of wood strictly, not out of metal, but a combination of both, which is not new at all. But the way I'm going to cut that purlin and modify the flange with these bolts that I have in this box over here. In this box over here, I have about 100 bolts in here. Let's get these over here because they're going to get painted anyway. So I have about 100 bolts in this box, two different sizes. Well, actually there's three different sizes, but the two main sizes are these two bolts right here. With these bolts, I'm going to do something, make a set of forms that no one's ever done before. I gave this a lot of thought, how to modify a set of forms that would be lightweight, strong, and I wouldn't need to have what they call straps on the back of the forms at all. It would just look like a sheet of plywood, but it's going to be more than one sheet. So this bolt here is going to become part of the form, through the form, extend out through the plywood 3.5 inches. And then for this, I have these wing nuts here. Where are they? Okay, these washers and nuts are for the small bolts. And these wing nuts, which I'm sure he gave me. Okay, he did. Okay, the wing nuts that are in here are going to be the wing nuts when I put this through the form and then this through the 2x2 or 2x4. These wing nuts are going to go on the outside of the bolt. And when the columns are vertical, you know how you have to secure the column in a vertical manner. These wing bolts extending through the forms are going to go through one of these pipes that will have a hole drilled somewhere close to the end. And it'll go through the form, through the pipe, and then a wing nut goes on there. And then this pipe will be secured to something else. And that will hold the column vertical in two directions, because you have to have your columns adjusted left and right and forward and back. Go away, dude. King of clowns, go away. Go away. You could never be half the man my mother was. Go away. Let me see if we could make you disappear. Oh, yeah. I can't wait till I get my computer. Go away, King of Clowns. Face me in real life, mano a mano. Or shut up and go away. Go play in your little cupboard, wherever you play with your mother's skirt, underneath your mother's skirt. Go do that now. So when I am being made fun of, when Havoc, Mister Zero IQ closer to 42 than 45 makes fun of me for being an alpha male, I have the right of rebuttal. So go away, go play under your mother's skirt, King of Clowns. And believe me, when you see me in real life, tell me you are the real King of Clowns, and I will try to remember that I told you to go hide under your mother's skirt. Okay? There you go. So these bolts here are going to go through the plywood that I have to cut. That's ordered. I just have to go there. The order is made. It's sitting in the office of Build-A-Ware. And then they're going to go through the pipe, and then the pipes are going to be attached to something on the ground, and that will keep the columns north, south, east, and west. There'll be one facing down and away, maybe one facing down and to the right, or both to the right and left. Either way, this is how I'm going to secure it. It won't be nailed into a strap or nailed into the plywood or tape put on with ropes and pipes and none of that crap. It's all going to be very instrumental and very precisely engineered. So that's the things I'm going to do with the bolts. Now, of course, all the bolts and all of these clamps that I have over here, the new clamps, and then I have another box of clamps in the container, that's all going to get painted yellow. So right now, let me put this camera down over here, and I just want to blow off that table in the back, and then when I get that blown off, I'll set up my mixing bucket with the paint. And I also have to do something with the pipe. I have to deburr the pipe. And I'll probably deburr the pipe with a 3/4 inch round file, rat tail file it's called, and a grinder. But first I'm going to mix the paint. I'm going to put the anti-paint sticking body lotion, just regular shower body lotion, on my hands and my arms, and of course my legs, and mix the paint. And then I will, I guess I have other work to do. You know what I should do right now? Let me do it like this. King of Clowns, I would like to have you say shit to my face. I want somebody to say some shit to my face. Please, somebody do that. The YouTube warriors, you're all a bunch of tough guys. Until you meet somebody in real life and then you say, well, I was going to do this and I was going to do that. And then you realize that doing this and doing that might be a mistake. And to be honest with you, it might be one of the last mistakes you ever make. That's very possible too, So, let me move my landlord's wood here. Yeah, King of Clowns, I picture you as a child with those people in your classroom. They stuck the paper on the back of your shirt that said, kick me, please kick me. That's what I picture you as in real life, King of Clowns. Tell me that I'm wrong. Show me I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. I think I'm right. All right, I need to put the solution to keep my hands from getting grease and paint on them. Yeah, King of Clowns. That's what I picture you as. The guy in the hallway with the piece of paper on his back that said "kick me" down the stairs or something like that. Piece of shit. So I put today's solution is shower gel. Just regular shower gel. I take a couple of good squirts of that. I get it deep into my fingernails because you can see the grease on my hands. This will this will prevent any paint or any grease from moving all of that material around. Because from the factory, where the purlin and the pipes are made, when it leaves the factory, the last thing that happens to it, and the bolts also, is they put a coat of oil. They put a coat of oil on everything to keep it from rusting, not on the job site, but it keeps it from rusting in the supply house or in the box that it's shipped in. They don't care about what happens to it when it gets to the job site. So when it gets put on the truck, it has a coating on it, and when it gets to the warehouse, it goes onto a shelf in a dry place where rain doesn't hit it. But if rain hits it for a couple of hours, it's going to rust. So the oil they put on the pipes is not for on the job site protection. It's for the protection while it's in the warehouse being stored, waiting for it to be purchased. The oil protects it only there. Once it gets to the job site, like I showed you before, and I'll show you again. I got this stuff Monday, and it's already rusting. So I got to go in the container. You watch the paint over there. Make sure that the paint is ready. So I got to go in the container. I need a rat tail file to file the inside of these out. And I'm going to get the grinder to grind the outside of these pipes out to put an edge on it where this right now is razor sharp. And there's a razor's edge at some point on all of these pipes. You run your finger along here, you ran your finger into a razor blade. So I'm going to get a rat tail file and put the rat tail file to that and the grinder, and then I'm going to blow off that table, and then I'm going to get the rest of the paint, the orange paint that I want to get, and the mixer and the drill, and I'll be right back. So, Andrew, thank you for blocking that asshole. Okay. First thing is the light. Ow! Ow! Okay. Let's see if we can do this the old-fashioned way. We can. We're gonna get going in deep today. Okay. So we need the grinder. And we need the rat tail file. We need the gloves. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. Your rat tail file is gotten. We got the best of the rat tail file here. And the gloves and the paint. We get the paint. Okay, paint, 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 paint. Okay, that paint is outside, okay? Ah! 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 That paint is outside. Getting a little busy in here. Okay, so we're not going to use a rat tail file. I'm going to use a half moon file, 1.25 inch, rough. So for the inside of the pipe, and for the outside, I'm going to use the grinder for this painting mix. I'm going to use this Caterpillar yellow and the white and the sun yellow. Only because that Caterpillar yellow is getting hard in the can. It needs to be used, and it needs to actually be used like ASAP. So that's what we're going to do with that. And then the next thing I'm going to do is you'll watch a real man do some real work here. I'm going to pick these up, this purlin up into on top of the horse here. I'm going to open up the purlin because what's happening is there's probably water inside there. Oh, no, there was water sitting in there. There was water sitting in there for less than 4 days, and I'll show you what happens to what stuff that you don't paint. It ain't pretty. Alrighty, so I'll show you what happens, why I paint everything. You got to understand, I'm going to be using these materials for the next 3 years, 2.5 to 3 years. They need to be painted, otherwise this rust that you see here, this rust here is only from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. 4 days this steel has been out in the weather. And in 4 days, see how much rust is there? Water sat in here. And it's rusting everywhere on the edges, on the rolled edges. So if you don't paint it, if I just left these two pieces of metal right here, if I just left them right here, in a year I'd come back and they would have fallen down to the ground because enough rust would have happened to deteriorate the metal from the inside and the outside. So if you paint it, that won't happen. But you people are too dumb, you are too ignorant to realize why you paint metal. So that's why I say it in almost every live stream. Now I'm going to check for comments. Nobody, and the Lord saith, you are gone, King of Clowns. Thank you, Andrew. So, you know, I try to make you people understand that I'm telling you the truth from knowledge and experience. And, of course, any one of my 11 licenses will have confirmed, most of the 11 licenses can confirm that salt water that comes from the ocean, which is 150 feet away, rusts metal. Anybody can get that, but not you, King of Clowns. And not the idiot Havoc, Mr. Havoc, Zero Master with an IQ closer to 42 than 45. You guys don't get it. So I'll just keep saying it until you get it. I'll just keep saying it until you guys get the idea that not only am I telling you the truth, but I am, in fact, several thousand times smarter than most of you people, especially the trolls. Several thousand times, in case you didn't hear that, several thousand times smarter than most of the people that comment. I don't know what kind of drugs or alcohol you're consuming, but so far to date, no one has ever wanted to challenge me on my construction knowledge. And no one probably ever will. Anybody that knows about construction knowledge would say, yeah, well, actually Michael Fazio has good knowledge of construction. And they wouldn't dare challenge me for fear that they would look embarrassed. Okay. And anybody that wanted to challenge me that they were smarter than me in construction, well, that would be a terrible mistake, considering all my licenses and my Jet A&P mechanics license. Oh God, that would be a big mistake. Oh God, that would be horrible for them. It would be one of those, oh my God moments. What did I do? I challenged Fazio to a construction knowledge video. Oh my God, I'm gonna get my Badusky kick. I'm gonna get my Badusky kicked by Fazio, the man who lets other people watch his paint dry. So I gotta go in the house for a minute, and I need to get a tool that's in there, a drill. Well, you know what? What I'm gonna do first. First off, we have to put all the clamps. Okay, so we're going to put the pipe clamps in the channel. Okay, you can see that, okay? And that's where I'll be painting the clamps. I'll be using this bucket here. Well, you know what I'm going to do? To hell with that idea. I'll put the clamps in there until I dip them. I'm going to dip them. We're dipping clamps today into a yellow stuff, into yellow painting. God's color. God's color. And the Lord said, paint your stuff yellow. And therefore, we painted our stuff yellow in accordance with the biblical law of Fazio's economics. Okay, so I'll use the channel, the purlin, as a holding spot. I'll take this blower and blow this off. And then I'll throw this up on the roof. That's where that goes. And I'll go get the rest of the stuff. We're even going to dip a little bit of cord today. We're going to be cord dipping. That's going to get dipped into 25% paint solution, 25% turpentine, 75% paint. And the Lord said, only paint your stuff with mixed, when you cut the paint with turpentine. That is the best. So what I need to do now, still get the drill. All right. And the grinder. And the battery. Alright, and I want to get a bottle of water and I'll be right out. I need a bottle of water. I'm getting a bottle of water. And a bottle of water. Alright, on my way. On my way. On the thin ice of a new day. On my way. Okay. So let's get the grinder out there. Yeah. The Havoc Mr. Zero with an IQ closer to 42 than 45. Yeah, he's a real tool guy. He works indoors on a printing press. The tools never get wet. They never get rained on. Salt water never gets blown on them from the ocean, but he knows about how to take care of tools. What he knows is basically nothing about working near or on the ocean. That's what I said last time, and I'll reaffirm it. I said he knows nothing about taking care of tools when you work near the ocean, and his small brain misconstrued he knows nothing about working near the ocean with tools to paint and preserve them into me saying he knows nothing about tools, because his brain is, let me get this right. Havoc Mr. Low IQ has a skull about this thick. Excuse me. He has a head about this big. And his head or his skull is about that thick. And inside his skull is a space about that big with a little brown dot of something rolling around inside that space, like a split pea. And that's his brain. That's how smart I give him for not being able to remember what I said and when I said it. But isn't that part of the YouTube genre? You people come on here and know nothing about what you say, and you say it anyway. Aren't you the stupid ones of the world? Yes, indeedy, you are. Okay, now, I'm going to put on the gloves because I'm going to put the pipe inside the purlin, so I can paint all the pipe at one time, and the excess material from the pipe, aka the paint, will be able to be used catch bucket at the back of the pipe. So I'm taking the pipe off of here. Yeah, baby. You guys are all so smart. You're all a bunch of alpha males. You wouldn't know what an alpha male was if he smacked you in the side of the head. You wouldn't know what an alpha male was. Okay, so let me make sure I only have to do this once. Okay. In order for me to do this just one time, I have to move this pipe over here. Then I move this set of pipes over here, over here. Okay. And then I take this pipe, let me just get rid of that now. Put this pipe, put that cord over there, and then I'm going to take the 11 footers and I'm going to put a cross strap on here. Yes, I am. Here are the 11 footers. I'm going to go here like that. I don't know where what you could see. Let me check to see what you could see, and I think I might have to move the camera. I think that's what I'm going to do, so you could see the whole, pretty much the whole process. Alpha male construction video. Just remember, not everybody can be like Mike, and not everybody can be an alpha male. Some of you have to hold on to your mother's skirt to go get ice cream. So, there we are. That will be how I treat the ends of the pipe with the half moon file. And now I'm going to put the 11 footers down in the second set of trough, in the second purlin. In the second purlin they are coming. In the second purlin they are coming. These are a little bit heavier. These are 30% heavier. They're 30% longer. So it requires a little bit more forethought, not much, and a little bit more strength, not much. But an alpha male has the strength to move 4 11-foot pipes. Right on, baby. We are alpha mailing the pipes. Manhandling. Manhandling the pipes is what we just did. Now, I think what I'd like to do is the filing and the grinding first. So let me make sure the video camera is on this process, because once I start this, I probably won't change positions for about a half an hour. Okay. Oh yes. We have one thing that's still in the house. And I'm in 2 things. I have the drill to mix the paint outside here, and I have my air buffs for the grinder in the house. Alrighty. Nothing changed. Okay, good. So, now we're going to cut the straw with the grinder, and I'll do the outside edges of the pipe first, so that when I'm handling the pipe, I don't cut myself handling the outside of the pipe. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is set these pipes up. To be grinded and filed. So that's the next step. Yeah, baby. The blade on the 4-inch grinder is almost small enough to get into the outside of the hole of the pipe. So I'm grinding the outside of the pipes, but I'm also being able to take off 80% of what is called the burr. The burr is the inside of the pipe. So I'll give you a zoomed in this is the zoomed in of what it's going to be looking like for the inside of the pipes with the grinder. Okay, so I got most of the burr off. Most of the burr is off. So in order to get all the inside burr, the outside burr is gone. You can tell by running your hand around the outside. But the inside burr is still there. So, now why do I do this? Well, I do it because when we're going to start handling the pipes, you don't want to have any razor blades to put your hands on, and that stops the job for maybe a day, a month, or a year if it opens up your hand the wrong way. So that's why I do it. And it's safety first, baby. Safety first. So now I could run my finger around the inside or the outside like this, and inside like that, and it's a safe product, and safe for everybody else too. So that's why you do it. If you don't believe me, don't do it, and you run your job your way, and I'll run my jobs my way. You could see this is a razor blade right here sticking out, but when you put the grinder, Havoc Mr. Zero with an IQ closer to 42 than 45. He knows more about construction and tools than I do. And the other guy, Larry, the drunk from Dumagetti, he's another construction genius, a construction giant. I watched them build a wall around his house. I watched the men build the wall. They got the wall built, but it took 3 times longer than I don't know, the people in the Philippines, they're not in any hurry to get anything done, but all of you people are in a hurry to watch me build a hotel. Why is that? Have you nothing else to do? Nothing, really? Okay. So now that we all know that Havoc Mr. 42 with an IQ well closer to 42 than 45, now that we all know that he's a liar, and that Daisy May never said I was a drunk, and that Daisy Mae's real name is Daisy Mae. And the fact that he took all his videos down, accusing me of shit that's not true, why did he take the videos down? If he was in the clear, in the right, if he was correct, true, a true human being, instead of a worthless blogger, why did he take the videos down? Because he's a liar. He's a liar, habit, Mr. Zero IQ, closer to 42 than 45 is a liar. I say liar, I say liar, I say why did he lie? Because he's a liar. Ha ha ha. A liar, a liar, a liar, a liar, a liar, a liar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. See, look at this, look at this, look at the end on this pipe. This is why I take the burrs off. Look at the end of that pipe. You see the end of that pipe right there? Do you know what that pipe would do to your hand if you grabbed it the wrong way by accident? You have any idea? Hospital, stitches, maybe no work for a month or 2 months or 3 months or 4 months. Maybe you cut a tendon. This would dig straight into your hand. Maybe that piece falls off and goes into your finger, and you have to go to the hospital and have it cut out. Do you have any idea how dangerous the burr on the ends of these pipes are? If you don't know, then just take a guess. The end of this pipe, the edge on the end here, could put you out of work for a year if you get cut the wrong way. A year. Michael showed us the hammer example. I did. A&G Pet Mechanic Safety. This is more, to spend an hour to deburr these pipes could save someone a year in convalescing or a year out of work. You have no idea what this could do to you. You could cut the tendon in your finger and never be able to use your finger again. So an hour to do this, or possibly an accident that would put a man out of work for a day, a week, a month, or a year, or forever. If they cut a tendon in their finger and they could no longer bend their finger, this would put you, this is safety first. This is jet mechanic safety first. Thank you, Andrew. Oh, let's see what we got here. I'll give you a close-up of this. Let's see if I get that pipe. Okay, I'll give you, I sure don't want to do that. Okay. Show you what it's like to show you. I'm going to put a 45-degree burr on this side, and I want to try to get a 15-degree. This is razor sharp here. This is a razor blade. This is not a piece of metal anymore. That's a freaking razor blade. And it's an eighth of an inch high. That will put you out of work maybe for the rest of the year. All right. You people, you watch me work and you think you know what safety is, and you think you know what construction is. You people, basically, 99% of you know nothing. And then you listen to some worthless piece of crap that's living in a closet in Hawaii. You listen to their talking points. You people are stone stupid. Yeah, you listen to people that are living in a closet or in a an apartment building that have never done construction days work, construction work. Well, maybe they've done a few days on a construction site, but they're not contractors. They're certainly not builders. They're not mechanics. They're the bullshit artists of YouTube, baby. Welcome, welcome to the bullshit artists of YouTube, where people can be anything they want until you ask them to prove it, and then they shy away, they back off, like a little girl, like the king of clowns hiding underneath his mother's skirt. Now you can put your finger in there, and you don't have to worry about going to the hospital 30 seconds later. Now, we'll get the blower, and we'll professionally give this a nice inside the pipe with the blower, outside the pipe and the channel, and get all of this debris. All the debris you see down here, all the shit. That's all razor sharp pieces of metal. We'll get rid of all of that. And then we're going to mix the paint. As soon as I put all of these bolts into the channel, because the bolts are going to get painted. Well, now I'll just put... Yeah, the bolt's got to go inside something else. Okay. Okay, let me get the blower. Soon you guys are going to get to see paint dry. Very soon, within an hour. Ugh. Look what happened to my hammer from just being out in the rain one night. Look at the hammer. Look how rusty it got. Look how rusty the tang's got, the claw. Look how rusty the back end. Because it needs, it was out in the rain for one night only. That's what this salt water does. Where I live here in the rain, that's what the rain has salt water from the ocean. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I did indeed. I missed one. Look at this. We went from an accident, a catastrophe waiting to happen, to I can rub my hands around there. Okay. Oh, we missed one. Gloves. I'll turn this around. Okay. Yeah, baby, I missed one. Andrew, I don't know if you're still here, but I haven't gotten in touch with the computer people because the Globe cell phones are not, the Globe landline is not working. I don't really care that much about it anyway. There's nothing important that I have to put up there that I need the computer for to be anyway, so it don't really matter. So as soon as I get it back on, I'll get back into my Skype account. Look at this. That's a razor blade on the end of a pipe waiting to cut your finger right open. Oh, one more thing. You know, it was one of the more important notes, but I'll put it on. If the Havoc Mr. Zero with an IQ closer to 42 than 45 makes another video about me, I'm going to put this. Now, I won't even tell you what I'm going to put in the next one. I'm going to put some more facts in there. He won't like it. You won't like it. You'll say you're a meanie, Fozzie, or you're a meanie. And why am I doing this to this guy? Because he comes on, he makes Daisy a liar. You know, you people don't understand. Daisy is a good person. She's a nice girl. She's never lied. I'm not going to allow you to abuse Daisy. It's just not going to allow it. Because we're not together anymore does not mean we're not friends. I have friends all my life where I've had arguments with them and disagreements, and we're still friends because we were friends. But I'm not going to let you, some piece of dirt that lives in an apartment dwelling with more rats and cockroaches in it than my house could ever hope to have. I'm not going to let some piece of dirt say that Daisy said I was a drunk. And then the same piece of dirt, the Havoc Mr. Zero with an IQ closer to 42 than 45, he makes his wife out to be a liar. Or his wife is a liar. I don't know which one, and I don't really care. But I'm not going to allow you people to critique Daisy May. She has no way to defend herself, nor would she. She's a non-combative person. So you attack somebody that can't retaliate, but I can. I can. And I will. And I do. And if you don't like it, then go to somebody else's channel. What do I care? You people are a trip, boy. Okay, that's done. Now, we have to blow that out. Then, okay, that can go up there. We'll blow this out. That out. We're ready. We're ready to paint, baby. Okay, so now you'll get to watch paint being mixed. I think I could do it right here, and that'll help you guys understand how to mix paint, yeah? Okay, so the first thing you want to do when you're mixing paint is you want to put your thinner in the bucket, on the bottom of the bucket first. So, in here, which is my mixing bucket, I'm going to put a 1/2 inch of turpentine in there and slosh it around so that the thick paint doesn't want to stick to the bottom of the bucket. And then in each 1 gallon container, I'm going to dump it into here. And I'm going to, well, for this, how much paint do I need for this? I used 8-9 ounces to do 24 foot of purlin before, and this is 40 feet of purlin. So theoretically I need 36 ounces of paint, a quart. And then for the pipe, probably another quart. So I need the better part of 1/2 gallon. And then I have the clamps and the bolts. So I need the better part of 1/2 gallon in here now. So I'm going to use some of the Caterpillar yellow, or all of that, and some white. I have to see, that paint is like 3 years old. It's starting to go off inside the can. So I got to get that. I need a screwdriver. I need these bolts. And the nuts and the washers. The first coat is going to be really thin. And it may only be a first coat for some of this stuff. Basically, I'm using the purlin for a, catch basin here. Yeah, I'm gonna make this first batch that you see me use very thin for the bolts. I don't care. That's going to be thinner than all the rest of the material. So after I mix up the first batch of paint for those bolts, I'll put that stuff in this cardboard container here, and that'll be where they sit. Okay, I'm going to go get some paint. and the mixing wand and the thinner. And of course I'm going to get the drill. Where did I put the drill? There it is, over there. And where did I put the battery for the drill? Well, I have two of those, so I'll just get one. Alrighty. Alpha male. Alpha male doing work that alpha males like to do work. Don't mix up the alpha males with the beta males that do work because they have to do work. I could have taken the easy way out when I moved to the Philippines and lived here for 17 years and never worked another day. I had enough savings to spend X amount of money for 17 years without my YouTube earnings or Patreon earnings. But I chose to do something to keep me occupied here in the Philippines because there's not much to do here. To be honest with you, very little to do here once you get here. So I took a different path, the road less traveled. I think that's the name of a book, The Road Less Traveled, baby. I am on the road less traveled. Now I'm going to give my hands another coat of protection with this shower gel, because when they were in the gloves knocked off some of the protective shower gel. Not all of it, probably would have worked just fine, but when you put the shower gel, shampoo, dish soap, sunscreen, sunblock, hair conditioner, or shower gel on your hands and get it underneath your fingernails, you can paint for 6 or 7 hours, get paint all over yourself, and at the end of the day, with a light scrub brush, it all comes off. Because the gel acts as a barrier cream, which is what it really is, a barrier cream between the skin and the paint. So, as I said, let me check to see if my friend Andrew is on here. Thank you, Michael Sevilla. Thank you. Michael Sevilla. I don't know anything about construction. That's why I watch you, Michael. You do have a great knowledge of building and this Samsung S21 cuts off the last part. Thank you very much, Mike. Cuts off the last part of the comment. Andrew. Yeah, Andrew, I just wanted to let you know. I'm not even going to, I'm going to call them again. Listen, you know, you want to hear how I want to make a video called, So You're Moving to the Philippines. Get used to being treated like a piece of wood. Because every time you get screwed, or every time someone doesn't do what they say they were going to do, it's always your fault. And when you try to explain to them that it's not your fault, that they made a mistake, they look at you like you're a piece of wood. And they hear everything that you say, like as if it was coming from you. You would not. I have it a video. I have it on video. Richard. No, they don't answer the phone. These are the. Well, no, Globe answers the phone, but before they answer the phone, Andrew, there's a recorded message. It says, Hello, Michael Thomas. We wish to inform you that we know that you are having internet problems in your area. Rest assured, we are doing everything possible to correct those issues. We may not be able to answer your phone call today because COVID has not allowed our employees to come to work. So we are on a reduced staff. So at this point, we will tell you to please hold on and have patience for our next available operator. Or a different recording, if they're really busy, will say, please try again later. But when I get in touch with the operator, the connection between my landline phone and the Globe company, Globe, only lasts between 2 minutes and 3 minutes and 50 seconds. And then it gets cut off. So while I'm giving them the information, which they, what's your name? It's on the screen. What are you asking me my name for? It's on your screen. Are you the account? Yes, I'm the account holder. Yes, this is my birthday. Yes, I'm the account holder. Yes, this is the model number of the modem. Yes, this is the serial number. And by that time, as soon as I say, yes, my name is Michael Thomas Fazio, they say, so let me go over these details. Your name is Michael Thomas Fazio. Yes. And you're the account holder. Yes, I'm the account holder. And what is your address? So you tell them your address, and then they say, okay, this is your address. They have to repeat everything. It's as if they are stone stupid, or they're trying to make the call last as long as humanly possible. I don't know why they do it. They could eliminate so much. They know I'm calling from my phone, from my house, from my internet, from my number, but they have to ask you about 8 basic questions and then repeat the information. And then when you tell them what the problem is I can't get online. I bought a new computer. I need the Wi-Fi code to the modem. And you want to hear stupid? I wish I recorded some of these conversations. You want to hear stupid? I'll give you stupid. The people that answer the phones at Globe, when I tell them I need the Wi-Fi password so I can connect my Bluetooth computer to the modem, they tell me that I have to put my gadget on like roaming, and the gadget will recognize my computer. And I said, no, the gadget is hooked up through Chrome. I don't need the password for that. I need the password for my computer to hook up to the modem. And they will repeat again, put your gadget on connectivity and search to see what other gadgets are available. I mean, these are people that answer the phone. These are people that don't know their job. I got to go back to work. That's the end. So, Andrew, always a pleasure. I wish I could talk to you, but that's what happened. Okay, so now we have this orange paint. They don't listen. Even you tell it talk slow. Even, talking. You ask them to talk slow so you can understand them. And they say 1 or 2 words slow, and then they go back to some ridiculously fast-paced verbal, speech pattern. See, that's why I have to, this is why I have to, they don't train their people, right? This is why I have to use this paint, because it's getting ready to, it's off already. I'll still be able to use this. So, what did I say? First thing, turpentine, right? Turpentine. Second thing, I really should cut this with a knife, but I'll do it like this. Huh, not so bad. And what I like to do with these things, this when it comes off the top like that, I'll brush off the excess with a brush, and then what I like to do is stick it on a machine somewhere, some odd place, and it becomes like a rubber patch on over the paint that lasts for 25, 30 years. So the first thing I'm going to do is drop it in here so I can get my paintbrush. Now I need a paintbrush. And I'll get the paint that's on there. I need a paint. Where's my paintbrush? Okay, there's one over there. Where are my gloves? Gloves, baby, gloves. Huh. They would be behind me. All right. Like I said, the first coat is going to be 30% thinner. Maybe 35% thinner. Because I only want to cover the bolts with a very, very thin coating of paint so that the threads don't get too thick with the paint. Not that it matters. I'll be using air tools to put everything together once I start. But right now, I want to, I'm going to get my good brush. Now this brush has been with me for 30 years. So I hate to burst your bubble, but this brush is still a viable, good product brush. A good example of a working paintbrush. It's the alpha male version of a paintbrush. Even though it has all this garbage on the outside, let me show you how you fix the alpha male version of a paintbrush is by putting it into this bucket and alpha mailing it around like that. And your alpha male abilities mixed in with the alpha male abilities of the alpha male paintbrush will knock the paint off the dried portion of the can, the what I don't know what you'd call it, the dried part of the paint. You make that, you use all the paint on there. There's almost enough paint on there. Well, there's more than enough to paint the bolts. There's probably enough on there with the thinnest to paint the bolts and 2 pipe. So let's get the inside. See how we do this? The alpha male. This is alpha male, baby. We're not talking about beta male. We're not talking about living in a closet and waking up and looking at a doorknob in a closet. We're talking alpha male paint therapy here. And soon, you're going to be able to watch alpha male practicing of painting and products, the alpha male brush paint, and then you'll be able to watch the alpha male paint dry. Only I give you this opportunity. Only I could bring this opportunity to you. Only I could do it. There is no other blogger named Alpha Male Construction Videos, because I am the alpha male here in the Philippines when it comes to construction. I might not have the most money. I definitely don't have the most money, but I have the most construction knowledge of anybody I know here. Okay, so this is, I'll just throw this over here on the pipe for now. And look at all that beautiful paint on the bottom there. But that's not enough. So we're going to go for this here. We're going to take this gallon jug here. And we're going to take this paint stirrer. Makes sense, yeah? Oh, yeah. And we're going to, this is not, it didn't go off as much as I thought it did. It's still a viable product. That's nice. Okay. So, I thought this stuff was gone off. This paint is really good quality, actually. Okay, so this is the name of this paint is Boyson Paint, Boyson. Actually, I'll be honest with you. I have never. This stuff is $12 a gallon. In America, this stuff would be $28 or $30 a gallon. This is actually quite good paint. So I thought it was a lot worse off than it was. It was my mistake. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of this in there. Just to get rid of some of it. I'm going to clean off the top with my Alpha Male rim cleaner. Give it a little rim job there, which is a different rim job than Ancient Dirt. When I get the hotel started building, Ancient Dirt is going to come here and rim job the whole neighborhood, all the men in the community. That's what he said he was going to do, and everybody's looking forward to that. Okay, so put that there. Put this in here. Okay, we put that there. Put this here. You know what? I wanted to do that to see something, and I see what I wanted to see, which means I don't have to see anymore. One problem that I have with this container is it's starting to rust through on the bottom. That's one problem I have with this container. All right, let me put the top back on this. And I'm going to get... Let me put this... I'll give it a coat of paint to protect the bottom. And I'll put this inside in the cargo container so it doesn't rust any further. Yeah, now I'm happy. I see that it didn't go off all the way. So this is actually this is worth, it was worth the time it took to open this up. But I actually have another job for this color. I have tools. I have equipment coming. To build the hotel, I have more equipment coming that I will own outright. I don't like renting equipment. I don't rent equipment in America, and I don't like renting equipment here either. Okay, so when I get those other tools, I'll mix that paint together as a primer. Okay, so let me put this here. Put that, where did I put that? You could see where I put that, yeah? Okay. And then I'm going to go get the sun yellow, baby, and the white. I'll just use the white. course, I have an extra gallon of yellow, new gallon, untouched, a virgin gallon of yellow. Always try to keep a virgin gallon of yellow around just for the spirit nature of it all. You know, when the Lord saith, paint your stuff yellow, you never know when you're going to need a gallon of stuff. Paint thy stuff yellow. Yes, Lord. Ah, I thought that there was a misnomer here. These are my paint brushes. Okay, so here's what we're going to do here now. We're going to take some white and mix it in there. Like I said, I only need about 40 ounces of paint total. Because don't forget, I'm going to add 10 ounces of thinner to the 40 ounces. So I'll have 50 ounces, which is about 1.5 quarts to do all this metal. And if I have extra, I have 2 more pieces of purlin on the table behind the camera. So the first thing you do with this paint is you stir it up. Because all the good stuff that makes the paint what it is on the bottom. All right, the stuff that makes the paint lovable is on the bottom. Okay, so now that was, if that's 1 quart, that's 2 quarts. That was 16 ounces, 24 ounces. There's 32 ounces right there, right? About. Okay, take this, clean out the top. That is close to 1 quart there, plus what I dumped in, plus the thinners. Okay, should have enough. If I don't, I can mix more. So we're going to mix, we're going to put the cover on here, like we're not going to use it again. Put the paint over here. Put the screwdriver over here. And we're going to dump some more thinners in this can. That was exactly 11 ounces. I went 1 ounce over. It's okay. That'll evaporate before I'm done at the end of the day here. Okay, now we'll take the drill and mix this up. Now remember, this is a first coat. Now I'm going to cut this purlin lengthwise, but I'm not going to do that today. And I'm painting it because I might not get to it till tomorrow or the next day because it might rain for the next 5 days. So when I cut it, it is going to burn off the paint that I put on there a little bit, but I'm going to put 2 more coats on this purlin because I'm building the forms. I told you, I'm building custom forms. So I'm going to build the custom forms out of this purlin. So it's going to get this coat as a primer, thinned out 25%. And then I'm going to cut the purlin. I'm just doing this so it doesn't rust between now and the time. It could rain for the next 5 days here. So I'm doing this now, and then when I cut it, I will deburr the edge like I did with the grinder on the pipe. and then I will put 2 more coats on it, because these are going to be part of my cement forms when I start building the vertical columns. And I have enough material here on this job, purlin and bolt wise, to build 1 column, finished product. But I also have to go into the city. As soon as I get all of this done and the roof finished and the jet ski moved, I'm going to go into the city and get, I think I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sheets of this phenolic board, 5 more minimum. I think I have written down 6. And to get the scaffolding ready for the first set of columns after I move the cargo container in the house, I'm going to probably go purchase 12 more pipe. Well, I'll look. I've always looked in the used scrap metal yards for this pipe, but I got to be honest with you, these fucking people here. You go into a scrap metal place, yeah? Now, if I bring metal into the scrap metal place, like these pipe, they'll give me 8 pesos a kilo. But if I want to buy the pipe they have set aside to sell, they'll charge me 75 pesos a kilo. Well, it costs less to buy it new from Build-A-Well. It's less than 75 pesos a kilo. One of these pipes costs 750 pesos, right? Yes, they do. 750 for a pipe. So that would be, if the pipe weighed 10 kilos, I'd be paying 75 pesos per kilo. But it's new, and it's straight, and it's galvanized, and it's not kinked up or anything. The pipe weighs about 9 kilos. So theoretically, I'm paying 82 pesos a kilo for the pipe. But at the scrap yard, for a bent up piece of rusty pipe, they want 75 pesos. They want almost as much money as you're paying for it new. But you have to bring it home, right? So you have to transfer it either way. So the next order will come by truck. I'll have, I think I'll order 11 pipes. That will build me scaffolding around two vertical columns. I'll order 11 pipes, 6 sheets of plywood, 6 bags of Portland cement, and some miscellaneous stuff. And then I'll be able, and of course I have to move the house. I have to relocate the house a little bit and move the cargo container, which I don't even know if I can do. You know, I'm not so smart, you know. I'm not so smart at all. I don't have any tools. I have no knowledge of anything. Yeah, I might be it might be a total failure to move the house and the cargo container. I could fail at that. Oh my God, that would be a first. Okay, so this is really not as thin as I would like it to be, but I can do something else and make it light like I want it. I want to make it lighter, thinner, not lighter, thinner. I don't care about the color. I want the viscosity to be less viscous. Not that any of you would know what the word viscosity meant, but That's what I want, less viscous. So, what I'll do is I'll make it less viscous in this container right here. I'll blow this out. That's going to make a nice, less viscous mix there. There we go. That's viscous. Let's say the viscousness of this is a little bit too viscous. So let's take 20% more viscous off of viscousness. 20%. That was about 20%. Yeah, baby. And this is for just the bolts, the nuts, and the washers. This has nothing to do with the pipes. Now, how are we going to paint the nuts and the bolts and the washers? How, you ask? Where is the brush? What did you do with the brush? Oh, there it is, okay. Alrighty, and here we go. The less viscous, the gamay viscous, the small viscosity of this paint will give it a coating, but also because it has so much thinners in it, it will break the oil that's on the bolts, the protective oil that they put on at the factory. It will be like soap, but like or mixing. It's going to break through the oil. And that's what we want. And then also, it's not going to be so thick on the threads of the bolts. So that's what we want also. We want minimum thread coverage, minimum bolt coverage, but we want it yellow. There's a reason for this. You'll see when I build the forms why I'm doing it like this. It has to be done like this. It can't be done any other way. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take that and we're going to put this. Okay, you could see good, yeah? I'm going to get a little water. A little water for the alpha male water. I'm going to take this cardboard here. I'm not going to paint. That's a set of custom special screws. What I paid for those. Oh yeah, one more thing about the alpha male. That's me, by the way, in case you didn't know who that was. I know where to buy supplies in Bohol. Like these fittings that I just painted. If I told you, and I'm going to tell you, if I told you you could go to 100 stores in Bohol and not find these bolts. If I told you you could go online for a month and not find a website to buy those bolts. These 4.5-inch carriage bolts with a pan head, P-A-N, pan head. If I told you you could go to Bohol and ask every person in every hardware store and every building supply and show them pictures of what you want, you wouldn't know where to find these bolts. If they knew, they wouldn't tell you, but they don't know, so it doesn't matter. I know where to buy this stuff. And that's one of the things that's beneficial if you watch my channel. And soon you'll be able to ask me questions, and I'm only going to charge $10. Only charging $10 per question. So you ask a question, where to buy something, I tell you where to buy it. You send me $10 in my PayPal account, and I tell you where to buy it. If you don't care to pay me $10, I won't care to give you the answer. It's not a complicated process. You either pay me for my knowledge or you walk away without your products. Now, if I told you where to buy these bolts, it will be over the telephone, not in a video. Because you people are not showing me the respect I deserve. I get people that could theoretically are supposed to be my friends that allow other people, while they're commenting on other people's channels, they allow people to abuse me in the comments section. I don't deserve that, but if you think I do, then just continue your bullshit. But I'm going to tell you something right now. You people are going to start paying for my knowledge. So if you want to know where to buy these kind of bolts or any other kind of hardware that you're not going to find in any of the construction hardware stores, you'll pay me or you won't. Makes no difference to me. But I can tell you that of the 1,000 people that are doing work in Bohol, just a few people know where the stores that I know where to buy this stuff. And none of them are bloggers, by the way. I did meet a guy named Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy. And in this store where I bought these bolts, I met a guy named Jimmy the other day, Thursday morning at 8 o'clock in the city, and we were laughing about, we were laughing about something that I talk about all the time. Jimmy and I were laughing. We were laughing our asses off. I said to Jimmy, because he was buying some custom stuff. What are you building? He said he was building a bar, and he was a Filipino man. So I said, when you say you're building the bar, it sounds like you're building the bar, not you don't have crew working for you. He goes, I can't work with these people here. Now, what he said was he can't work with Filipino workers. That's what he said. I didn't say it. And Jimmy is Filipino. So the reason he said that was because, it's the truth. It's fucking truth. The reason he said that is I said to him, well, when you say you can't work with them, what does that mean? He goes, they don't listen. And I'm going, you know how many videos I put up telling people how hard it is to get Filipinos to listen to instructions? He goes, it doesn't matter. They don't listen to his instructions, and he's a Filipino. And him and I had 20 solid minutes of laughs in front of that store. I'm telling you, we could have did a comedy routine, especially about the part about where to buy tools from. I had told him I tried to buy tools online from Shopee. He goes, you got to be kidding. You can't buy anything from Shopee. And I'm going, are you serious? He goes, you can't buy tools in the Philippines. I says, I know. I brought all my tools with me. And you know what he said to me? When I told him I brought all my tools with me, he said to me, so you brought a converter? Oh boy. Okay, I got to go get the power. Hold on. I got to get the power. I knew this was going to happen. Hold on. The power. It looks like the machine blacked out, but if I plug it back in, I'll get the internet back. Huh. 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 Yeah, he was laughing. He was laughing his Budinskis off. He's going, you can't hire Filipinos. He goes, they don't listen to me. They'll never listen to you. And I said, I thought it was just a language barrier. He said, no, it's an intelligence barrier. This is a Filipino man, not another white man. Well, basically what he was saying is that Filipino construction workers, for the most part, don't follow instructions. And I found that to be true as well. That's why I work by myself. I get more work done by myself than if I hired 2 Filipinos. Unless, of course, I was moving cement or mixing cement. Then I would get less work done. But I'm not to that yet. How can I explain to a Filipino man, mix the paint, then put thinners in it, then mix the paint, get the viscosity to about 30% thinner, put the bolts on something where the excess paint is not going to fall on the floor and go to waste, put it on thin enough so that when the paint dries, the bolts, the nuts, and the wing nuts go back on the bolts without jamming up on the bolts. How do you explain that to a man in your own language? They either know how to do it or they don't. And here, if you showed somebody how to do it, well, it takes as long to show somebody how to do something as it does for you to do it yourself. So what's the point? Why would you hire somebody if you have to do it yourself anyway? And now these bolts, when they dry, they'll have a coating of paint on them that will accept the next coating, which will be dipped. You'll see when I get it done and why I do it this way. I do it this way so that these will last for 3 or 4 years in the job description that I'm going to make them work in or use them for. You could believe what you want. I don't care what you believe. I never cared what you think. Never going to care what you think. That's the great thing about me. I don't care about what you think. I never cared what you think. I'm never going to care what you think. That might not be greatness to you, but that is a man who is about above and beyond caring, especially what you deem important. I do not deem it a valuable asset to my needs. You people are in another world. Another world altogether. All right, now, I was going for this. Put okay. Okay, I don't need this anymore over here. Put that there. So when this dries, there won't be enough paint on those to stick them together. Now, for a first coat on this primer, we can use the thin shit. And then we're going to dump it all back into the paint bucket. Oh, that's a beautiful thing, yeah? Oh, the hammer feels good already. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Whoa, what a beautiful thing. Okay, so put this up on top. That's done. The next thing, this is thinner. All right, we'll put this over here. And this, oh, look at this. We found the nut. A hideaway. Okay, any more? Oh, yeah, baby. We have two more. 1, 2. And a washer. Yeah, I know of a hardware store. You know, once I made the mistake of telling somebody where the hardware store was. This guy was using the wrong materials, didn't know what the hell he was doing, didn't have the right bolts, didn't have the right tools to put the bolts in with. And I told him where to buy the bolts. And do you know that he went right out and got the bolts? And when he came back, the next time I saw him, I says, aren't you glad I told you where to buy the bolts? He goes, oh, I would have found that place. And no, he would not have found it, number one. Number two, he had already been building his project for 4 years and didn't know where the store was. You people are a trip. You don't want to pay for information, but you want to break my chops on YouTube. Huh. Just wait. Okay, now. Now we get the clamps, right? Now let's get the clamps painted. You will be paying me by the question. Or not. Or not. Or not. Or not. All right, I need a cart or a container or a bucket to put those in. I also want to get some, I want to get that of schmutz. All right, I have a container on the other side of my cement mixer. I'm going to go get that. Okay, so I have an old, actually it's a cookie container. I can't believe that I have it this long, but this is a container that cookies came in. Here they are, biscuit, and this is from 5 years ago. 4 years ago, 2017, May 18th. And it's quite a sturdy container, actually. And now it's a construction equipment container. Construction equipment container. So I'll blow the water out of it. Not that it matters. Now I have these new clamps. Oh boy. I have these new clamps that are going to get schmutzed. A schmutz is a small amount of paint. And a schmutz of paint is also not a neat paint job. It's a sloppy, quick schmutz. It's schmutz. It's like when you go to the Jewish deli and they say, put a schmutz of cream cheese on the bagel. Somebody gets a big schmutz. Somebody gets a medium schmutz. And if they don't like you, you get a schmear. A schmear is different than a schmutz. A schmear is a lot less. So let's go to the cable first, and we'll give the cable a schmutz. Nice thin level. Nice schmutz. Now the reason we're painting this is because some of this is going to be out in the sun, and it's going to get ultraviolets on it. Now this is not a high quality cable. Now I do have high quality extension cords, but this is not one of them. I'll tell you that right now. This stuff I just paid 18 pesos per meter for number, I want to say 16 lamp cord. 16 lamp cord. I paid 18 pesos per meter, so that's 6 pesos per foot. 12 cents a foot I paid for this. Now, off the top of my head, I would say this is not a high quality cord. But there's another reason I paint it, because it's going to be on the floor where you're going to be walking on it. If you see it, if it's yellow, it's easier to see than black. And that makes it less probable for you to trip on this on the floor than if it was a black cord. And that's why I'm painting it. Plus it gives it protection from the ultraviolets. So you can believe what you want, but why do you put suntan lotion on when you go to the beach? To protect you from the ultraviolets. Why did we paint our hose clamps? Nuts, bolts, and washers included, to protect them from the weather and rust. That's why. So what we're going to do with these is something a little different. For me to take all this time to paint them is ridiculous. So what I'm going to do with this, okay, I'm gonna add paint. A lot of paint. And this paint can be thicker because these nuts are going to go on with pneumatic tools. On with pneumatic tools, off with pneumatic tools. So we can take these and dip it like this. That's quicker than painting with a brush for sure. Let's get the other side. Dip it. And now, of course, I could put it on a piece of cardboard, and then all the paint that's going to drip off of here would be lost in the cardboard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in this nice plastic bucket, and when I get them all in there, I'll turn the bucket upside down and put the paint back into the I'll put the paint back into the main bucket. So ready? Plus then this will go in every nook and cranny. Now I have another box of these in the container inside there. I'll get them momentarily. I'll get them. But for now, let me get these. I don't know. I think I have 18 of these. I forgot what I bought. Or 24. Let me get these done, and then I'll go get the rest. Now the rest are used ones that I picked up at the, sometimes you go into the scrap metal place when I need to buy scrap metal, and you might see 2 or 3 of these clamps laying around, and they'll sell them to you for 50 pesos. Brand new, they're 63 pesos, but used, they're 50 pesos. So you're saving 25%, but you're buying something that they paid about, there might be 4 of these to a kilo. They might have paid 15 pesos a piece. They're usually quadrupling whatever they paid for, except, so if they pay 8 pesos per 8 pesos per kilo for steel, if they give you 8 pesos for your steel, your used steel, they sell your used steel back to you for 75 pesos. That's the business. That's the junk business. That's what they do. But there's no savings at all at the junkyard. The only savings at the junkyard is you can buy spring steel there, which you can't buy in Build-A-Bear. And spring steel is 80 cents a kilo. That's one thing that's good. Or you could buy pieces of metal, 1/4-inch plate, 1/2-inch plate, 1/8 plate. You could buy that stuff for 75 pesos a kilo, whereas in a building supply, you have to buy the whole sheet of it, like a 1/8 inch sheet by 2 feet by 4 feet, maybe. In the scrap place, you can buy a 1x1 or a 1x2 piece. So there are some advantages to buying in a scrapyard, but not much. You have to know the business. If you're not a contractor or you're doing this for the first time, you're going to lose your shirt, especially here in the Philippines. If you don't know what prices are, what's a good price, what's a bad price, they're going to take you to the cleaners, baby. They're going to charge you more money for metal pipe than you could pay for it in Build-A-Bear, which I said. So now I'll tell the guy, look, I can buy that pipe for 60 pesos a kilo in Build-A-Bear. Okay, go buy, they tell you. They don't care. So you go buy it in Build-A-Bear. But if they can't screw you, they don't want to do business with you. That's the junk business. And there's no regulation. You walk in there to buy scrap metal, and if they can get $3 a kilo from you, they'll get $3 a kilo. I've walked in to buy a hardened spring steel to make something out of, and they've asked me for 200 pesos for a kilo for a certain piece of black spring steel, which the next lumberyard will charge you 75 pesos a kilo. But you really got to know. You really got to know what you're doing here in the Philippines, or they will take you to the cleaners, baby. They have no, they have no, they have no mercy for you stupid foreigners. So I have a bucket. I know exactly where my box of these are inside. I gotta go get them. I might as well get them all painted, right? Right. I might as well get them all painted while I'm doing this. See, now let me tell you something else about these clamps. These will rust just as fast as the purlin would. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually painting. These will rust in a couple of days. You wouldn't even know that they were new. And I mean, a couple of days, like you're putting them outside in the rain on a scaffold, right? So two or three good rainstorms will knock the oil off them, and a week later, they will look like every other clamp in the Philippines. So this way, they won't rust, and they stay easy to disassemble and assemble onto each next job that you're going to do with them. So now I'm going to hear the idiot Havoc Mr. Zero with an IQ of closer to 42 than 45. He paints his tools, he paints his glasses, he paints his clamps. When is he going to start building? Well, this is going to save me 1,000 hours and preserve these pieces to be resold at the end of the job. Havoc Mr. Havoc Mr. IQ closer to 42 than 45, Zero Man. This will preserve these pieces and keep them pretty. Keep my scaffold clamps pretty clamps. Okay, now I'm going to go get the other box of these. It's not much. I don't know how many more I have of these. I thought that the other box of these I had brought back with my other order, but I didn't. Apparently, I left the box with the other new clamps in it at the counter. I was in a hurry. I'm sure they're still there, but I left them at the counter where you store your you come into the store, you put your building supplies there, or your coat, or your lunch. There's a box of them sitting on the bench in there with the number 427 or 423. That don't work. Oh, that's so much better. Oh. Oh. Huh. Huh. All right, you know what I'm going to do? If you have something to say, my friends, the other people, I don't give a fuck about you people. Say it now. Jimmy. Salamat. Thank you, Andrew. You can never have too much yellow paint. That's rim jobs. That's what that guy would have to do. Come here and take care of, service everybody. Beta males and Dumagetti. Oh, yeah. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. I've watched this guy, the drunk, the guy with the wet brain. I've watched, I don't know, two of his videos where there was work going on, and he watches the men work. So, I mean, he's a beta male. Either he doesn't know how, or he's above it all, and he doesn't do the work. No, you know what, Andrew? Now that I'm thinking about it, I do believe my Globe cell phone, from my Globe number, I do believe I can call. I think I can call Globe with my cell phone. I've been thinking about this all day. I never did it before. It seems to be a realistic probability that my Globe cell should call my Globe service provider. I never thought about it because personally I didn't give a crap whether the computer came back on today or not. If I did, then I would have went to the city this morning, and then that kills the whole day. There's nothing. Then at that point, you the Globe store opens at 10 o'clock in the morning, I do believe. Well, you can't go upstairs in the ICM mall till 10. So whatever time the Globe store opens, Bahico opens at 9. You can go up there for Bahico, but I think Globe opens at 10. Either way, I didn't care. I just didn't care. It wasn't important for me. So I think when I'm done painting and taking my bucket bath and, living like the animal that I live like, I think I'm gonna go, I think I'm gonna try my Globe cell. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think. Give this a little touch up here. Not because I'm protecting the battery, but because it's dark inside the container a lot of times, and I'm looking for the battery and I can't find it because it's black and dark red. But now I brightened it up a little bit, yeah? Okay. Where were we? We were over here. We are over here. So this This is a used clamp, but it's in good condition. So when you go into the used metal place, the stuff like this, they put it in a bucket, or they put it right as you walk into the gate. Because this kind of stuff, they sell this within minutes after they put it up by the front gate. So this is like their version of gold. This is gold junk. But now this one, they put motor oil on here. The fucking animals. They put motor oil on there to preserve it. It works. But then every time you touch the clamp, you get motor oil all over your hands. And a lot of guys use motor oil to protect metal. There's a guy right next door to me that uses motor oil on his chassis of his tricycle. Because that's what they have here. These people are not rich. They can't go buying paint. They can't go buying protective this and protective that. So they use what works. And motor oil works just fine. Except that you have motor oil all over your hands when you dump it. Now this one was just left to the weather. And it's rusty. So we'll give this a schmutz. And we'll flip it over. Okay, we won't flip it over. And we'll give it a schmutz from the other side. Some of these, they're not participating in the festivities. So you pay anywhere from 45 pesos for one of these up to, well, the last time I bought one, it was 50 pesos. But you won't see these in the metal shops. You won't see a lot of these in the metal shops because they put them, like I said, they put them right out by the gate. They might even hang them right on the gate, and that whoever walks by is going to buy it for save 25% on an item. Of course, you're going to buy it, right? I think I only had 10 of these, yeah? Yeah. And I've been looking, every time I go past the metal place, I go in and ask them for pipe clamps. Because I know I was going to need them one day, and it's kind of an investment. All right, now I don't know how much paint is going to be in that bucket. But we're going to find out. Might not be much. Oh, yeah. Quite a bit. Probably 4 or 5 ounces. All right, well, 4 or 5 ounces of free paint. That's what I look at it as. Okay, now we go back to real work, yeah? Real man's work. Oh, this is how the Filipinos move cement. See that clump of concrete on the end of that bar there. This is a part of a chain gang that each Filipino grabs a bucket and hands it to another Filipino, handoff, and they hand these buckets. They might hand them 50 men. They might go back 50 men and then go up 2 floors with a small amount of cement, like this much cement in these buckets. And then the guy at the top of the column dumps it into the column of the beanbox, and then he hands them back down to another chain of men that pass the buckets back to the cement mixer. And that's how they move cement around in the Philippines, in buckets like this. And they'll move a lot of it like that too. We're not talking about half a cubic yard. They might move 8 or 10 meters in a day like that. 8 or 10 cubic meters. The men really work hard here, let me tell you. When they're doing heavy, hard labor, they work hard. But smart, not so much. But hard, yes. We give them hard. We don't give them smart. Not so easy. Okay. Now, the next thing that I want to do is take this drill over here and put this over here. I want water. And then I'm going to start dragging these pipes towards me and giving them a schmutz. Not a schmear. Schmear is less. We're going to give them a good schmutz, not a schmear. Okay, so I'm going to readjust. I'm going to adjust my chair here. Oh boy. See a washer. See a nut. That was inevitable, right? To have one fall on the floor. One washer and one nut, baby. Okay, that's done. Now, we take the paint stirrer, put that up with the tools. Oh boy, I never got to put this on anything. I think I'll put it on. I think I'll put it on top of the cement mixer. It's ready. To be honest, it was a waste of time, but that's what I normally do with it. Then 10 or 15 years later, you come back and you look at it and you laugh. Okay. Now let's get this pipes. That's up there. That's there. All right, we'll do this in order here. No, we're not gonna. Yeah, we'll try. Let me try 2 waves here. All right, let's try one. Let's try it. Nah, I don't like that at all. That works okay. Now you got to remember, there's oil on this pipe as a preservative. So this paint is not going to stick and make a cover. It's going to basically break through the oil and make a base. Now I probably won't ever paint these pipes again. I'm probably going to only just this one protective coat and also identifying coat so that nobody borrows my pipes and forgets to return them. Because that's a big thing here in the Philippines. People will want to borrow your stuff and they will have this bad memory thing going on. So, those are my pipes. No, those are my pipes. No. All right, yeah. And how do you prove whose pipe it is, really, right? Whose pipe is it? At the end of the day, almost all pipes look alike, except my pipes. My pipes are different than your pipes, right? That's right, baby. My pipes are different than your pipes. Remember that always. Okay. My pipes are different than your pipes. Ho, ho. Now, again, the Perlin also has oil on it, oil base, an oil preservative. So I'm only going to get what I can get from this Perlin, what's showing me right now, and then I'm going to move the pipes after I get them painted, one at a time, to a better location. So I'm going to start at the top. You guys are going to be alone for a moment there. One thing I want to show you, though, is that where the pipe got rusty, if I didn't paint it, I'd be in a real mess right now. See where that pipe is? Look where. See this rust metal? Had I not painted it, this metal wouldn't last a year. If I just left this metal out here on the horse for a year you'd come back, it would be just dusty, a pile of dust on the floor. That's what happens to metal when you don't paint it. So let's see. Okay, we got that. Good. Okay, good to go. That's good. Let me put this hammer behind here so it doesn't move. Let me put the electric up, back in, plug it back in so it doesn't go anywhere. Let me pull this electric over so that it's there, and let's make sure the camera didn't move. Okay, good. Now you got to make sure you get under the rim, under the lip. And there's a reason, like I told you, when I start making the concrete forms, the lip is going to be a very important part of the form. But I will also modify the lip. So the first coat of paint is going to get destroyed when I modify the lip in some places and not in others. But it's going to get modified. You got to get it. So I'm going to go down the pipe and the purlin to where I was working before. Hey, mein Happen. Hello, good afternoon. The Dogget, yeah, nice? Yeah. Very nice. Have a nice day. My neighbors just came from the ocean. From the Dogget. So, actually, the fact that some of this had a little rust on it, that makes it even easier to paint, because where the rust is, there's no oil. Believe it or not, that's a better thing, but we don't care about that so much, so we're not gonna dwell on that. If you want to dwell on something, tell the savage Mr. Zero that he doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to construction or tools, or the preservation of tools near the salt water, near the ocean, and or metal. Tell him that. Tell him that's fact, Jack. Yeah, what'll happen is somebody will come along and want to borrow your pipes, which, to be honest, I wanted to borrow, and I would have gave the guy a good inventory of pipes that he had laying around doing nothing. Nobody will lend you their pipes. It's like, they know they're never going to get them back. Now, with me, they would have got them back, but he wanted them for a job that he eventually did do. And I think he had plenty of pipe that he could have lent me some, but it's just simpler to go out and buy new shit than to deal with the guy. You borrow the guy's pipes, and then 6 months later he wants his pipes back, and you have it set up as scaffolding. So now what you have to do is buy him new pipes. And he bought the pipes from a junk dealer, which I know for a fact he did that. And so he got the pipes for free almost, because the junk dealer is a friend of his. And I would be buying new pipes to replace junk pipes that he got for free. So I wasn't keen on borrowing his pipes. And I didn't make a big thing about it. And eventually he used his pipes for exactly what he said he was going to do. So, you know, no one wants to lend you their pipes. It's just not part of, I don't like lending out my tools either, to be honest. I had a few people ask me to borrow tools, and, God, don't do it. When you come to the Philippines and they want to borrow your tools, don't lend them your tools. Just don't lend them your tools. Okay? Here's what happened. A guy who will remain nameless said to me, "Can I borrow your pickaxe? Can I borrow your pickaxe? Can I borrow your pickaxe? To work, I can throw my hammer to where he's going to work." And he only wanted it for the day. Well, 3 days later, The pickaxe went someplace else, up the block. Then I went up the block looking for the pickaxe. Then apparently, I didn't find it that day, but I did find it the next day, back in the original guy's possession. He used the ad side of the pickaxe to try to break through 2-foot coral boulders. It's only made to dig dirt. It's not made to dig rock. So, basically, he took a $40 pickaxe, because with a fiberglass handle, and beat the nuts off that pickaxe for 3 days, and then he lent it to somebody else. And then when I got it back, I had to put a new point and a new edge on it, which took a half an hour. So just don't lend your tools to somebody and you will be a lot better off, especially here in the Philippines. Don't lend these people. If the pickaxe would have disappeared, I would have never got reimbursed the money for it either. It's just not the way it works here. So don't lend your tools in the Philippines. All right, we're going to try something a little different. I'm going to paint all of these pipes at one time, at least one side, and then I'll pick them up one at a time and roll them. So the paint will already be on the pipe. I'll give it a double schmutz, so there's paint on the pipe. Then I'll pick up the pipe and roll it. With the double schmutz of paint, should have enough paint to paint the rest of the pipe. The double schmutz always is better than a single schmutz. Everybody knows this. I'm almost done here. I'm coming back up. You'll see the progress report momentarily. I think this is a much better, faster, quicker, cheaper, more powerful way to do business. Oh yeah, this is much better. Much better. Hey, you live and you learn, right? Whoa. 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 Actually, I think I could roll these pipes in the purlin channel. I don't even have to pick them up one at a time. And any paint that dripped down below the pipe just dripped into the purlin that I'm going to paint anyway. So this is actually a much better way. Oh yeah, this is a much better way. Alrighty. So, let me check on the camera angle. Yeah, this is much better. Okay. We'll do the 8-footers first. No, we'll do whatever comes our way first. Mm. Uh. Uh-huh. That's no good. I mean, it's good, but not there. Okay. We got that. Okay, so that's where I'm going to put them, and that's a good angle. Okay. Ah! 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 Hmm. Ah! 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 That feels good now that I stopped smashing my toe on the rock. The problem is these sneakers are falling apart, and I have the whole front of the sneaker is falling off, and it gets hung up on but in this case it got hung up on a rock. Now, if I just left a Filipino man to his own accord to do this on his own time, might get done in the same amount of time, might get done in less time, might be a lot of spots that he missed. He might do it on a rainy day and then a bad job. Or it might not get done for weeks. It's just easier to do it yourself. If you're a real man. If you're an alpha male and you don't want to wait to get maybe a second class job, and you're an alpha male, you might want to do it yourself. That's what alpha males do. They get the job done. They get the job done. No matter how monkeyed up they are on the turpentine and the paint thinners, they get the job done. And I am monkeyed up on the paint thinners and the turpentine. Believe me. But an alpha male continues nonetheless. But I would never go up on the ladder now, nor would I even walk down the street. The chemical high from these chemicals is as bad as being drunk, but different than being drunk, and could be worse, could be better. But the chance of you falling down, like I just tripped on the rock, that I know the rock is there and I tripped on it anyway, because the chemicals are affecting my cognitive reasoning. So you don't want to use a motor vehicle or a car after you paint with oil-based paint, and especially turpentine. But even worse than that, benzene. You never want to go anywhere after you use benzene. Or aliphatic naphtha. You never want to use a motor machine after aliphatic naphtha. Never. Don't ever do it. Just kiss your buddy, kiss your butt skis goodbye. Ski if you do use aliphatic naphtha and drive a car or a motorcycle, probably going to die from that. Not a good thing. That is some weird ass shit. Oh boy, I think I made the exact amount of paint. I'm running out of paint out of this little pail here, but of course I have more. Nothing left in here. But 1 quart left in here, a little bit more than a quart. That'll do what I wanted to do, plus some. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have, like I said, I'm going to use about 40 ounces of paint, and I got about 45 ounces of paint. And I'm pretty drunk now from the chemicals in this paint. I am definitely, no wind, the wind is gone. I'm directly over the evaporating chemicals. Yeah. I am not quite to the point dizzy falling down, but believe me when I tell you, I'm not far from that point right now either. Not far from that at all. That's even better. The old glove brush. We gave it a glove brush. See, we modified our painting method again to an even faster mode. Glove brushing. That works better than the brush. Watch this. I'm going to glove brush it. This is where ancient dirt would come in handy. He would probably be really good at this. But that way works really good. I would have never thought about that. That was accidental. Although I have painted with glove brushes fences, but I have not painted. The last time I painted with a glove brush, I could tell you the day. We painted a guy whose name I won't mention because it's a very famous name. I painted his fence and his flagpole. on Schenectady Avenue and Avenue N. And that was the last time, and that was back in 1985, maybe? 83, 84? Hard to remember. The 80s are a blur. But I remember painting his shit because that night we had the party. The party. God, that was we had we had a party at his house almost every night. But that particular party was very memorable, but I won't say what. Although all of those people are probably dead of old age by now, I'll still maintain silence on that story. Okay. So in theory, we have this and that, this and that. Now we have to roll these over. Roll these over and paint the outside edges of everything. All right, we'll give this a schmear because we already gave it a schmutz. All right, I'm going down to the far end, baby. All right. Now, we're going to have to do these one at a time. Now this is a schmutz, not a schmear. Schmutz is a good heavy-duty schmear coat. And there's a reason for that. Oh yeah, when I'm done with this, I want to be done. Oh yeah, I am monkeyed up now. Monkeyed up now. Monkeyed up now. All right. Well, now, this side is done, yeah? Yeah. This side is not. So the outside edge on this and the flat, and we're done. Yeah, closet dweller. Let's say you do this on a 90-degree day. From the protection of your closet dwelling. Closet dweller. I'm a closet dweller, and it sounds like little fella. Closet dwelling on out. Closet dwelling on out. Goes to the sung to the tune of I'm here to do something. I forgot. Bring it on out. Get out of the closet on out. Out, 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 out. Alrighty. We're done. And I have about 10 ounces of material left. So, big question. What to do? What to do? This is how much, I have about a ½ inch of material left in here. And then I have some in the bucket. So what I'm going to do is, oh boy, I don't really feel like humping that purlin out, and I don't want to do that. I'm going to find an empty vinegar bottle like this, but with nothing in it, an empty one, and get a funnel and put it in there, and I'll know what this is. Purlin paint, and I know where there's an empty vinegar bottle, and I know where there's a funnel. So I will be back as soon as I figure out where to wipe my hands. Oh, there we go, right there. Hand wipers. So I'm going to get a funnel. I'm going to put thinners in here. Then I'm going to have a bottle of 25% paint. 25% thinner. And 75% paint. Momentarily, I got to go inside and get that bottle. I know it's on one of my shelves. Be right out. Okay, here it is. And there it is. There it is. And there's the funnel. I don't know about that. I think we'll be making a funnel today. I'm not going to use I'm not going to use one of my food funnels for this. I'll just destroy a good funnel. So I'll use the top of that container as a funnel to put the material in here. And I'm dizzy. Very dizzy. Very dizzy I am. Okay. Ugh. Let me get a little bit of water. Yeah. The closet dweller. I painted the entire house. And yet, nobody ever saw him with a brush in his hand. The man is a total bologna and cheese factory on arms and legs, with arms and legs. He's a bologna and cheese factory with arms and legs, I say. He's never told the truth about anything. I painted the whole... Fazio takes 2 days to paint a piece of plywood. We've never seen him do any work, but he's a painter. Whoever taught that man how to paint didn't know anything about painting. I'll tell you that right now. That's a fact, Jack. Okay, so this had a little vinegar in there. It's done. This has this has to go over here. We're going to take the top off of this. This is going to be my funnel. Okay, we got junk in there. We have foreign object debris. But the first thing I'm going to do, I got all of the the burden out of here. Now I'm going to put turpentine in here to get the first heavy coat out of here. Then I'm going to take the brush, right? And I'm going to use that brush to get everything I can out of the bucket. And we don't care how thin it is, because the next coat will be a schmutz also. 2 schmutzes. After I cut it, it'll be 2 schmutzes, not a heavy coat. It'll never get a heavy coat because it won't ever require one. A double schmutz will be more than enough. Because when you see what I do with it, in conjunction with the custom forms that I'm making, then you'll understand that there's no reason for a heavy-duty coat. Alrighty, and there's still a little bit in here. Let me put a little bit more. Get this. Okay, that's done. Now I'll get this and put this in here. And we're done with this container. Okay, now I'll take this bucket and I'll wipe off the stuff from the sides of the bucket with the thinner. Probably get another 1.5 ounces out of that. You know, where it's settled and on the sides of the bucket. Probably maybe even 2 ounces. Now I could leave it in there and just waste 2 ounces of paint. But why would you do that? When it's simple enough to just use the thinner, and you're going to use the thinner for the next schmutz anyway, right? It's going to happen. It's not like it's not a Planned Parenthood thing. You're going to use the thinner for the next schmutz. So now you're just preparing the next schmutz. You're preparing the next schmutz painting coat, the next coat of paint that you're going to use for the schmutz, not a schmear, a schmutz. Now, right now, there's enough turpentine in there. It's only schmear. I'm going to have to add a little bit of paint to the schmear to make a schmutz, but that's okay. Okay? And at the same time, I can almost clean my brush. Okay? Now this is almost pure turpentine, really. It's probably 50-50. But it's good for a schmear. And the next thing I do with this, believe it or not, is going to be a schmear. It's not going to be a schmutz, and we're not going to paint. The next thing, because next thing I'm going to do is cut the purlin in half lengthwise, and that gets a schmear, not a schmutz. Then the schmutz comes later. And if it's a really hot day, enough turpentine will evaporate out of this paint for it to become a schmear, a schmutz. The schmear, the turpentine will evaporate out and become a schmutz. It's a fact. Fact. I won't lie to you about that. Okay, so this is almost next to nothing in here, which is okay. And we're done with that. This is next to nothing in there. Clear this out of here. Okay, well that's done. That's over there. The cover for this is over here. The bottle, oh, there's still thinners in here for my good brush. Notice the brush has straw on it, the plastic straw, because the nails rusted out. And I put the straw on there about 3 years ago when I started in the back here, and it lasted. It was a good job I did that. A good job. And a good job. Okay, now I had a makeshift worthless rag covering this up. If I could remember where I put that. It was an old, oh, there it is, okay. It was an old rag I had wrapped around my leg. One of these blue rags. So I'm just going to put this on here like this. I don't have to put tape on it. I don't have to put straw on it or nothing, because this is waterproof, and it's also not going to be, it lasted 2 months since the last time without drying out, so it ain't going anywhere. Okay, now that's there, that's good. And these clamps, they can stay where they are. Okay, the next thing that I got to do is, well, I think I'll put these away. This is, I'll just put, okay, because I don't know when it's going to rain again. Could rain tonight and for the next 4 days, and it might not rain for another week. So I'm going to just plan on it. It's going to rain tonight, so I'll put these away. Oh yeah, I feel like a shithouse rat. That's what I feel like. That's Scott Del Fuego's. A jailhouse shithouse rat. Crazier than a jailhouse shithouse rat. Scott said that last week to me. I laughed my ass off. And it was about another blogger. But he died in January. Ha, ha, ha. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that guy died in January. He died in December too. He died in December. And then he really died in January. Now I don't know when he's going to die. But I know he died in December. And I know he died again in January. And he could die any day now. Or he could live for another 100 years. Because that's just the kind of guy he is. He's very big into reincarnation. And he has, he has reincarnated on several levels. He's an amazing man. That owes me $80,000. By the way. Yes, indeed. If you could reincarnate yourself in December and then again in January, the least you could do, send me the money that you promised. You wanted, you got it. And then you didn't do. So now you're getting. Does that make sense? Oh boy, that's gonna fall. It did fall. Okay. All right, one more thing. I'll put this on here. I don't need it on here. Just put it on there so I have an extra cap in case I lose the original cap. Okay, that's done. That goes over there. This goes on the workbench. This goes on the workbench. 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 Yeah, I got that place. I just don't feel like going in the cargo container and putting everything away like it should be put away. But I have an hour in the morning like that to put that stuff away. Or the next day. The day after that even. The day after that too will work just fine. Crazier than a jailhouse rat. Scott made me laugh my ass off the other day when he said that, because just because the implications of a jailhouse rat, a bastard, a rat that has nowhere to go, just bouncing off one wall to the other, living his life vicariously. Made me laugh when I thought about the big spectrum, the grand poobah, the grand scheme of things. Made me laugh. All right, in about a minute, I'm going to check the comments. Maybe 2 minutes. So if you want to leave a comment, if I know who you are, I might answer it. If you're here trolling, I probably won't answer it. Troll away. Troll away, I say, troll away. Trolling, 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 and you're gone. Yes, sir, indeed. Trolling, trolling, and you're gone. Yes, indeed. Trolling, trolling, trolling. You can troll and troll and troll, but you're gonna get canned from my blog. From my blog. Don't forget now, the closet dweller, he says he's in better shape than me. Now, you just saw me working 90-degree weather for 4 hours in the sun, 90-degree, 90% plus humidity. And did I ever stop to take a break? No, I didn't. Did not. Right, I'll be back out there momentarily. I want to get some soapy solution. That's the next thing. Okay, so I'm going to get that. You're going to be waiting just about another 90 seconds for me to make this solution. Of soap and some bleach, which will clean out the white bucket. Okay, that's not what I want. Okay, this is the soap. And the reason I'm cleaning out the bucket is because I will be using it for something else shortly. Okay. So, crazier than a jailhouse shithouse rat. That's what Scott said. That was funny, Scott. Alrighty, let me get this bucket cleaned out. Let me see if the camera's still on. I've been talking for a long time. I don't even know if it's still on. It is. But give me, give me a moment here. All right. Let me clean this bucket and my gloves, and then I'll look to see if there's any questions from friends of mine. But if you're not my friend, I'm probably not going to answer your question. If you're trolling me, well, you're definitely not going to get an answer. Look at this. Look how nice and clean this bucket is, yeah? Pretty strong bleach, pretty strong soap, but it's worth it because it'll also clean whatever paint is on your arms off. And immediately after I'm done with this, I'm gonna use regular soap and water, thick, heavy-duty soap and water. So here are the gloves. Now, I probably don't have to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to clear the gloves out with this bleachy soapy water. And Then this product here can go here and here, the glove, and this would be, I'll wipe this off, and then we'll dump this where we don't want weeds to grow. Okay, look at the inside of that beautiful bucket. And I'm going to wash my hands with just clean soap and water, and then I'll check on the comments. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay. Soap. We don't need all of that. Soap and water and this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. I'm on my way over to the phone. I'm just last one final stage here. And then we'll be saying good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Okay. So, Andrew, thank you for your assistance. I have a great singing voice. Boy, now there's somebody who's lying through their teeth. But thanks, Michael. That blogger who's building the house should hire me. Actually, if you're talking about the man, who I met at the nut and bolt hardware store yesterday, that guy was not a builder, but he was smart. Smart beyond smart beyond normal. That's how smart he was. And I don't give that kind of kudos out to a lot of people. Because I said to him, we were talking about the price of labor. Because now that the men see I'm getting close to starting work, the miscellaneous stuff, the local men are asking me for jobs, but ain't going to happen. So, and I'll tell you why it won't happen. But so, one of the local men who asked me for a job when I was on the beach, a boat captain, who hasn't worked in, I don't know, what is it, 16 months now? No. March, April, May, June. 15 months. Okay, but 3 months back, he asked me for a job. Now, I don't know how much money he makes a month, and I don't care. He has no work at all. He's not like somebody you could let go do those cement blocks, go put up a block wall. That's not going to happen. He's a laborer, but he was a little bit smarter than the rest because he said he was the boat captain. You got to be a little bit smarter to be the captain, but that doesn't mean you know anything about construction. So when I said to him, how many pesos do you want to make a day? He said 900 pesos. That's ridiculous. And I said, how many hours? He said 8 hours. So that's 2.5 times the wage of a hardworking construction man. Well, he's not going to get a job because he tried to rape me. Well, he just tried to get what he could. I guess he's figuring what the market will bear. Okay. So Jimmy and I were talking about price of labor. So another guy that asked me for a job said he wanted 500 pesos a day. Now, if he's supervised construction labor and you're standing there and he wants to work that day and he didn't get drunk the night before and he feels like doing that job, nobody could do more work than him in a day. But those three applications very rarely all hit on the same day. And if you tell him what you want him to do, he'll just ignore you, even though you're the boss. I swear to God, if he's tying wire, I've seen the boss of that company he was working for go downstairs and help the men unload the truck, tying wire. Go downstairs and help the men unload the truck. Did you hear me? I told you to go downstairs and help the men unload the truck. I'm tying wire today. That's my job. And he went back to tying wire. Yeah, like he could work for me, right? So, and he only made $3.50 a day. But because some days he would work, he always came a half hour late. He always took an hour for his break. He always left a half hour early before lunch. He always came a half hour after lunch for the lunch break. And he always left a half hour early at the end of the day. So he got 500 pesos a day, less the hours that he took off for not being at work. Now, I could pick up a piece of wood and throw it and hit his house. Okay? So he got to work a half hour late. He had to walk 25 meters to go to work. So he can't work for me. But Jimmy and I were talking about labor, and we agreed that these guys here, and he's a Filipino, we agreed that it's impossible. They're impossible to control. If you have an argument with the lowest man on the totem pole on the job, the whole crew might quit on you if you fire the low man on the totem pole. I'm not lying to you. Even if they didn't know him when they came on the job, the camaraderie between the group of men that you hire is such that if you have an argument with one man, you argued with all of them. So, we're done. All right, then. Thanks for watching. I'm going to go do my bucket bath thing, and I'm not going to worry about the way my hair looks, because I dress down for the occasion of living in the Philippines. And then nobody looks at you like you're an uppity white boy. You have to know how to handle these people. The companies that use Chinese construction laborers, they're probably 10,000% better. Construction knowledge-wise, the Chinese workers, every Chinese worker knows how to weld. Every Chinese worker knows how to bend rebar with a rebar bending machine. Every Chinese worker on the job knows how to read a blueprint. Every Chinese worker on the job shows up on time. Every Chinese worker on the job knows how to make forms, put forms together, strip forms, clean forms, bend rebar, straighten out rebar. Every Chinese worker on the job doesn't talk to any other Chinese worker on the job, and they don't talk to the boss. They just work for 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. And on the 7th day, they work a half a day. And they work for 6 months, and they go back to China with a pocket full of cash. They're 10,000% better workers and, in my opinion, honest, hard-working men than the Filipinos. Because the Chinese workers are trained to know every aspect of the job. Any Chinese worker, the foreman, can pull a Chinese worker to the side and tell him, I want you to do this. It doesn't matter what Chinese worker it is. That Chinese worker might be pulling roots out of a tree stump And the boss tells him, I want you to do this with the forms. He goes right over there and starts building forms. They all know every angle of the entire job from start to finish. So they're much better workers than Filipinos. And they don't take breaks and they don't talk when they're working. They're much better. 10,000, what 23 men did in 6 months, 200 Filipinos couldn't do in 3 years. That's how much better they are. I watched it happen. I have videos of it. So, all right, that's the answer to your question. Bye-bye for now. And God day to everybody from Michael Fazio in the Philippines. And I do have videos of those Chinese men working. You don't see them talking. The whistle blows and you're welcome. The whistle blows and they start work. The whistle blows, they stop. 10 minutes, whatever the break is, and the whistle blows again, they're back at work. None of them come late, not allowed. None of them leave early, and they all work 12 hours a day, and on Sunday, a half a day. Much better workers. If I could hire Chinese workers, I would, but I can't, so I'm not going to, but they're much better. Thanks for watching. That's a great question. Amping Parmi, which means take care always. And if you see the closet dweller, tell them I said, let's see you do that, closet dweller. How's that working out for you? Where are you now? Where are you now? Where are you now, closet dweller? How's the view of that doorknob?